What's going on, people, and welcome back to another Premier League predictions for Game Week 34. Some double game weekers in here as well, so extra games, we love it. The season's coming to an end very soon. If we can get extra games before that, then I'm all for it. Let's get into it. Luton versus Brentford then up first. I think these two will cancel each other out. I don't think Brentford are at their best at the moment. Tony's been back, but he's not been fully at it. They might be slight favourites, but it's at Luton, so I think that will help Luton, and I feel like they both will cancel each other out, so I'm going to go for a draw, 2-2. Sheffield United versus Burnley in a battle at the bottom, both desperate for points. I think it'll be a tight one. I think either team could win. I'm going to go with Sheffield because they're at home. I don't think there's a lot in difference between the two teams, so I'm going to go with Sheffield being the home team. I'm going to go 2-1. Wolves versus Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal getting knocked out of the Champions League quarter-finals last night, so now they can just solely focus on the league. I'm going to go with Wolves in this one. I predicted this before the outcome of the game last night as well, so it's not influenced by that. I just think Wolves are a bit of an underrated team. Cunha's back, Hwang's back, and I think they've got underrated players. I know Nori's a little bit injury concern, but I think Gary O'Neill doing a fantastic job there. They're at home for this one. Arsenal could easily go there and win as well. I've got a feeling Wolves might do something, so I'm going to go with Wolves, and I'm going to go 2-1 to Wolves. Everton versus Nottingham Forest. I'm going to edge this one to Forest. They are the away team, but I don't think Everton are getting through games convincingly. They could win, but I feel like Forest are a better team, more in form at the moment as well. I think Chris Wood has done fantastically this season. Obviously, Gibbs White offers them a lot. Hudson-Odoi has kind of revitalised himself. And obviously, they've got Alanga when he's fit. I don't know if he's fit at the moment, but his pace causes teams a lot of problems. So, yeah, I quite like Forest. I'm going to go with Forest in this one. 2-1 to Forest. Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. I'm going to go with Villa in this one. They're at home. They've got a good home record this year. Bournemouth are inconsistent. Villa can be, but I feel like they have too much quality for Bournemouth. So I'm going to go with Villa. I'm going to go 2-0. Crystal Palace versus West Ham. I'm going to go with Palace in this one to edge it. They're at home. West Ham haven't been on it in the last few weeks. They'll struggle against Palace because they're away. And obviously Eze and Elise are back now. If they can both stay fit at the same time, they boost them a lot. Mateta's been in pretty good form. So I'm going to go with Palace. I'm going to go 1-0. Fulham versus Liverpool. I'm actually going to go with a draw. I feel like Liverpool are desperate to get the 3 points. But they're not really firing on all cylinders at the moment. Obviously, they got the Europa game tonight, which they're 3-0 down from the first leg. And I think Fulham, like they've shown recently, can be tricky for bigger teams. So, yeah, I think they could cause an upset. Even a draw is kind of an upset against Liverpool. So I'm going to go with a draw, 1-1. Arsenal versus Chelsea. I'm going to go with Arsenal in this one. I don't think there'll be a lot in it in terms of the score. I think it'll probably be 1 goal. But I think Arsenal will do enough. But Palmer's in great form. He could show up again. Obviously just coming off a hat-trick. But it's at the Emirates. I fancy the home team for it. But I don't think it'd be by a big margin. 2-1 to Arsenal. Wolves versus Bournemouth. These two teams were their second fixture in this game week. I'm going to go with Wolves again. I think they're a better team than Bournemouth overall. And they're at home. I'm going to edge it to Wolves. 3-1 Wolves. Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. Newcastle in this one. Even though they're away, Gordon's in good form. Isak's in fine form. And Newcastle have been turning it around in recent weeks. So I think because it's going to be Palace's second game in this game week as well, it might fatigue them a bit. And I think Newcastle will come there with fresh legs more than Palace. And I think that will pay dividends. So I'm going to go with Newcastle, 3-1. Everton versus Liverpool. I'm going to go with Liverpool winning this one. Obviously a derby. Anything can happen in a derby. I think it'll be close, but I think Liverpool will edge it. 2-1 to Liverpool. Manchester United versus Sheffield United. Obviously, I'm going to go with my team and back them. They're at home against Sheffield, who I think are one of the worst teams in the league. Not just because of the position in the table, but just their style of play and everything. I think we will have enough quality to deal with them and possibly a clean sheet. But you never know with United. Saying that, I'm going to go with a clean sheet and I'm going to go 3-0. Lastly, to finish off this game week, we've got Brighton versus Man City. Obviously, Man City just coming off getting knocked out of the quarterfinals last night, like Arsenal, in the Champions League. which I was happy about because I wanted Madrid to win that. I wanted Arsenal to go through in theirs, but I wanted City to lose theirs. So 50% ratio there. I think it will just light a fire under them, and I think they're going to go to Brighton's ground and get the 3 points. So even if they rotate, which I expect Pep will, I'm going to go with City, 2-1 to City. So that is it for this week's predictions, guys. Let me know yours in the comments, and I'll be back soon. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the football. Catch you in a bit.